a paper chair.
Oh, wow. And you actually create the chair.
Yeah, the chair, it's made with the back and the front and the legs. And I make various sizes and, and make it in big installations in my artwork and so on. So, you can see on Instagram quite a lot.
Yeah, I saw. And what is it about the chair?
The chair started off, a chair is for me, very symbolic. I mean, what can you do with a chair? You sit with a chair, you sit around a table with on chairs and do discussion. And there's a lot of chairs in churches and, benches and so on. So the process of sitting down is also symbolic of, you've got conferences, you've got negotiations around chairs.
Yeah. I've never thought of that, but
so I actually started off, and a table as well. A table and chairs. I often make that in my artwork sometimes. But the chair story started with I had to do an image or a weave. Actually, I do a lot of paper weaving, and there was a reflection in the weave, and I found on the internet an image of a chair standing in water, and there was a reflection in the water of a chair. And then I wove it. It was a very big piece that I wove. And then I thought, well, it looks a bit empty. I must put a 3-dimensional chair in it. So I made a chair, and there's actually where this chair story started.
And but
I do also, apart from the chairs, I do a lot of weaving, paper weaving. And the story behind that also started with somebody that actually gave me a plate. She was heartbroken because a very heirloom plate from her grandma broke. And it was in pieces. And I said, but give the plate to me. I'll try and solve the problem. So I took a photo of the plate. I put it together with glue. And I took a photo of the plate, and I print the plate on paper. And I print it twice, and then I weaved it. Weave it into each other. Actually, I'll show you a piece.
Yeah.
This is how you cut. You print the plate twice.
Yeah.
And then you weave it into the one plate like this, and the other one like this, and then you start weaving into each other.
Wow!
And then later on, you will insert a piece of the porcelain in the artwork like that.
Oh, but that.
It's like this.
Oh wow! Yeah, I saw this picture on Instagram. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so I've got many plates that I've woven like that. So you get the image again back, and this was the broken piece.
Yeah.
That you insert in the artwork.
It's amazing. And then you call it broken but healed.
Yeah, because the broken plate was now healed actually with that.
Yeah.
The image that you've got.
Amazing.
But this shows you that it was actually broken. Because it's
but it's got a deeper meaning for me, because I heard this a story about the Japanese art, where they actually use broken pieces and
with the gold. You mean with the gold.
Exactly.
Yeah. But because I'm a paper artist, I wanted to do it with the paper. Yeah.
And it's so beautiful that you think broken but healed, and you think it's really that meaning of also in our lives. I thought of that. Looking at that, I thought, it's really something beautiful comes from it. Yeah.
No, and it was actually very emotional for her to receive the plate,
I can imagine, yeah.
And she could hang it on. Yeah.
But do you think also your background in occupational therapy, that you've worked with, you worked in a field where you really could support people, or where you saw things, where you worked and saw how creativity maybe also had a healing process. Do you think that also helped you in the art that you're doing now?
Yeah, maybe to a certain extent, but yeah, I didn't think of that so much as when I started this. But thinking back, maybe, yeah, it was sort of because I love children and handicapped children. Would love to also to create something nice, or that they can be praised for and so on. And I love my work as an occupational therapist very much, but I really specialized and doing it only into schools with handicapped children and also with learning problems, and that was special.
And you, I mean, of course, if we talked about the paper weaving and you got the plate, so that inspired you, or that inspires the arts. But so what else inspires you to create something?
Daily life, in nature, and I like to, I love to travel a lot, and I'm visiting, other galleries and museums, and yeah, it's just amazing. The world out there, so we are very privileged in South Africa. There's a lot of creativity in South Africa, really, and I think it was also part of the isolation that maybe the country was in for a long time, but there's amazing talent here. So we learn from each other, and also, but I think it's necessary to travel to experience other sort of horizons.
Yeah, but your work is, you have to be quite perfectionistic.
Yes,
do what you're doing. Oh, you are, okay.
I am a perfectionist. I'm not a very patient person. I
wanted to ask that because you have to be very patient to do all those very intricate.
It's very funny. It's very peculiar, actually. I'm not a patient person. I walk fast. I can't take somebody that talks slowly and so on. But when it comes to my work, I have all the time.
Oh, really?
I can spend hours on folding little blocks and making little chairs, and then I've got patience at lot, and I can work till 12 o'clock at night. And so it is amazing, actually, when I'm busy with creating, I've got patience.
And these chairs, because if you look at them on your artworks, they look so very much precise. Are you hard on yourself to get it that way?
I do. I want it exactly right. And if it's skew, I will start again or so on. And also with this weaving, it must be absolutely square. I mean, this from there to there, and I work the whole time with the ruler. It must be straight. Vertically and horizontally. So and when I cut it as well, it's I am sort of skilled now to cut it, quite fast, and to weave quite fast. So after so many plates, I can quite sort of weave quite a lot.
And do you sometimes? Can you see the evolution in your work? Can you see how you? Is it times where you think, I want to move away from this, or I want to do something else, or do you try to just keep expanding on what you're doing?
Yeah, I would love to expand more on different techniques. So I've got a new project coming up now that you'll see maybe on Instagram.